You know how sometimes glasses of water get left out near on tables?
Mhm.
You know how sometimes cats are pieces of shit and throw glasses of water on the floor on cables that are connected to your electronics?
What the fuck did she do?
On Hill 400. There we go. I got it right. Any case, we have 4 allies, 4 Axis, which include 3 Americans, 1 Soviet versing 2 OKW, and 2 Vermach. Very interesting. Any case, submit replays to grayshotproductions@gmail.com or my Discord. I have actually like a text thing they could say, drop replays here that you can submit to. Any case, also my Discord's free to access down below, at least for most of it. Some of it's still access only to Patreon supporters, sub members on Twitch, etc. Which, yes, I also stream on Twitch. There you go. There's all my spiel. That's all my stuff. And let's get to the game, actually. Let's see. Out of the American players, we've already had... Oh my god, everyone's picked Doctrines now. We got Nolan with Mechan... I could say Jolin, but I'll say Nolan. Mechanized I'll find Jolin. Fine, Jolin. I was like, no, I'm not going to say it, but the more I say it, the more I'm like, yes. Yes, I want to say that name. Anyway, give it a 50 cal and then call it a day against the Axis. We'll see. We got Matt going Soviet Industry. Mithrin going Overwatch. Good abilities. Maybe a good Goliath here or there with some airstrikes. Lightning War picked by Sangridge. Or probably should go Mithrin, French, Chaotic, and Sangre. So there's all that. Wow, good job by the Allies. Actually putting a lot of pressure on the Axis with the Riflemen shredding them as they get close. Do we have grenades being built? No, we have more. That's what he was doing with the Echelon Squad. He was building cover. Riflemen try to get on the flank, do with the most damage possible. So at least they know that the flanking, moving to each of the different sides. Shellless Rex deploying a lot of mortars. Yes, to make sure they're protected, but he's also putting a cover over here and taking territory. You know, you want to make sure it is inside the point, so that way people on one side can actually take the territory. That helps. MG trying to open fire, but having difficulties turning. Let's see. We also have, wow, okay, we have a Maxim down here. I guess trying to guard the fuel, but they're not getting anything because they're not connected. Pioneers realize this. Using the cover their advantage, going to shred those riflemen close range with the MG backing them up. Grenadiers by Sangre also opening fire on the conscripts. They'll probably take the point, but the Grenadiers will hold the line. So, Allies still doing pretty well on the right. Volk squad's being pounded by those mortars. So good job there. Harambe went with infantry company, so again, trying to get upgrades for long-range infantry, artillery, direct strikes. Okay, Sturm Pioneers. Again, I can see this. Trying to flank around, hit the riflemen from the other side without the flank. Setting fire upon this general area. Not getting any hits, but they're on the move, closing in on the mortars. This rifleman squad's the last thing that can protect them. He doesn't have the grenade. Anyway, Axis still holding on to this point, cutting off allied resources, while they, since they have these points, definitely have the lead. The Allies not doing too bad, but right now, easily, the Axis have the lead, and they're actually pushing on the left. Double MGs backing them up, so it looks like Chaotic going with the support spam. Can work if you use it. You have to be very micro-intensive, make sure you're always covering, make sure the enemy never gets behind you, but the MGs can slowly advance, typically well, especially with mortar support breaking off the enemy. Wow, okay. Nice cavalry rifleman with Thompson just shredding through the infantry. That's why I said it's like you have to watch your flanks, because riflemen can get around and neutralize them. These two mortars, they are pushing on this point, but they're going to need to smoke it. Unfortunately, the Axis doesn't seem they have a smoke ability, so that will cost them their men over here, really, because this. But, you know, they take the point. That's a plus. Okay, no, I'm joking. They will cut off the fuel if they take this point. So there you go. Riflemen, though, are taking way too much damage. Luckily, set it up for a mortar. Had to fight it. What's that? Boom. Oh, just, yeah, get annihilated. Anyway, Sir, taking some heat. Oh my god, Captain, though, the one really taking the heat. So much so my cat is actually thinking about coming over here. That's how much death is going on. If there's that much, pretty much death and destruction, the cat's like, oh, this interests me. Oh, and now she's walking away. Okay. She was on the last replay, but hey, guess what? Forgot to hit the record button on that replay. Gray shot skills 101. Anyway, we got a mortar, but capture the point. Very risky, but looks like it paid off in that instance. On the left, we have a counterattack with Pioneer, Scout Car. Against Cavalry, you want to watch out because, again, the AT keeps throwing double AT, pushing back the Scout Car. Quite effective. Oh, great hit right there. But it doesn't seem like the allies are really throwing a lot of armor at you, and you really need to fight. I'm going to suppress them. That is definitely possible. But AT gun's going to make sure that really doesn't happen for too long. And fire a shot, or can you not hit it because of the whole rock situation? Alright, you need to retreat that unit, man. Luckily, you do. Mortar opening fire there. Good tactic, good motive. Again, constantly keep these areas decapped. Side, they could always have this rear point take it, but as long as they keep contesting this point and this point, like keep going back and forth and just have that area under constant watch, things should be pretty good for the Axis. I think earlier the Allies had that, and I didn't see that. That's my bad. Anyway, Volk Squad's opening right there. Luckily, Volk Squads are being suppressed and pushed back. Very nice to see. Again, 50 cal doing a lot of work right there. Half track have to be very cautious because the 50 cal with armor piercing rounds and the AT gun that it has to fight. Meanwhile, we have the rifleman with the LMG trying to shred that Stern Pioneer squad, getting it very close. I'm assuming to kill the ambulance. I have to assume. I have to assume that is the fact. Oh my! I have a lot of questions. I don't think I'm gonna get any answers, or even over here, for that matter. So put down some caches. So support guy over here has no frontline infantry except for a couple flamethrower units. Did help out his team by putting down some fuel, so I'll give him absolute credit for that. So good job for helping out your team. MG34 doing work, suppressing the infantry. Half track moving into assist. Boy, we'll see how this goes. There's a unit that's flanking around the MG. Not enough mass in its range. There's literally a guy in the squad like, move to the goddamn right. He's like, no, I like to stand by this tree. Infantry as well with rear echelons of the bars. Usually they have bazookas, but whatever. All right, you give them bars this time. Looks like we had a nice grenade or something over here. Kill the MG34. Half track. Okay. That could squads in their tracks. Again, surprised we're not seeing. Well, the allies have a lot of mortars. I'm surprised we're not seeing like support guns or something like that to really counteract. Maybe it doesn't have anything. Sangre doesn't have anything. Chaotic doesn't have any armor. Harambe has the mortar half track. We have a couple ambulances that have been redeployed, and then a T-70, which really hasn't done too much, but it got 8 kills, so it's done a fair amount, but not like, oh, it's already gotten 20 kills or something ridiculous like that. It hasn't stalked the Axis as they retreat back and utterly rip them to shreds. Trying to get some shots on the Grenadier squad. Might get close. Luckily, good defense right there, but unfortunately, Grenadier's going for the decap once again. Luckily, shots. They're trying to get in to cut off the territory via the victory point, but still having some issues. Mortar, oh my god, more teams are lighting up those conscripts. Meanwhile, Allied forces have fallen back, but Mass is able to break through. I don't see any defenses over here or mines, so he's just going to pour in from the right while he firmly expects a direct assault, which I don't know what to tell him, but he's going to have a really bad day when he... Yeah, there should have been defenses or something here because he's just walking on through. Meanwhile, the other Axis player, French, has actually decided... Wait, is this... I wonder if French is like, well... yeah, Vichy France should be a faction in this game, so I'm gonna name myself after them. Oh god. Yeah, sure. Yeah, Frenchy. Yeah. Any case, massive counterattack by Nolan coming on in. Let's see, Volk squads on standby. Negative cover though. Ooh, damn, that's really, really bad. Especially against all that riflemen, they'll tear them apart real quick. Coming back up, not much stop. Oh, if those two squads are the only things you've got, and that 50 cal's already suppressing you, I was actually surprised the American did the way around. Still not connected. Needs to capture this piece of territory in order to connect it to their side, but overall not doing too shabby. Rifleman might be going in for an AT grenade. No, normal grenade misses it though. Doesn't really do any damage. American falling back, however, with the Axis coming in strong. In 2 minutes up to Vet 2. Good job, T-70. 17 kills now, just opening fire against the Axis infantry in that trench. It's hate to say it, but not gonna do all that much. Well, in terms of the infantry in there. Luckily, some AT weapons were able to come in and help push them back. It's like, if he gets close enough, maybe we can do. Meanwhile, massive push on that side. I love these guys. Sangri's like, Wait a second, are you telling me they have nothing guarding that extreme left flank? I should push that instead of not doing anything. Same thing with this American player for at least attacking in different ways. Definitely risking it for the biscuit by overextending, but he did just kill the Panzer IV, so I would say it's worth it. Also backing up with a bazooka team, that's a very large amount of fire. Decap the Axis territory, and maybe get those resources back. I mean, VP point-wise is still pretty close with a little bit of a lean toward the Axis, but overall, Ally is still giving it a hell of a fight. Stealing a Vickers, interesting. I don't know why the Germans would take that, but you know what? I mean, look, the Maxim can be good. I mean, a Maxim is still an MG. You can still suppress. I would rather get MG42, but you know, it's a free MG. You take what you get. Meanwhile, where are those German mortar teams? They're at the top of the hill. Okay, maybe get them a little closer to open fire against these guys. Oh, shoot, we have Soviet industry. Interesting. Wait, combine that with deploy his Shermans, just with a ton of Shermans just massively being deployed over and over and over again with all their damage quickly healing. Oh, that could be fun. That could be seriously, seriously fun. Axis recapturing the territory once again on right, though Allied players just gearing up for another counterattack. He doesn't have a huge army, though. I think he's lost quite a bit. And he's bringing in a priest, which opens up the door for a counterattack. I don't see any mines. Do we have mines? No, so armor could get around. Also, we do have artillery built by the Germans. Again, next to a medical and by Panzer headquarters. A little bit too close. Artillery counter back might... Or sorry, artillery fire back might disrupt the other buildings. So that's something you have to pay attention to. But, hey, maybe he can get some long shots and do some damage. He's hitting the base. He's actually getting some decent shots. I mean, that tree is freaking out right now. And again, it may not necessarily get the most amazing hit, but if it can just keep hitting this, it may get lucky. That's all he needs. He just needs to hit one unit when it's very low on health when it's back at base, and it's worth it already. Range is horrible, but, you know, you can still try. Meanwhile, another push coming in by Sangri. Luckily, the American player is here, though he looks like he did lose some stuff. Attrack trying to hit him. We have a T-70 coming in to try to assist. Again, it's a last stand right now for the Allies trying to hold the high ground against it. It's funny because they're holding the high ground and the Germans have to go on the actually lower in order to capture the hill. So even though they're like, we're on the high, oh, we have to go down, damn it. Panzerwerfer coming on in, gets some great, oh, that was a fantastic shot against the conscripts. Murdering both squads, yo. There is that unfortunate aspect. Yeah. Good job, Command Panther. Good job coming in the flank, hitting him, pulling on out before things got too hairy. MG decapping it, which will cut out the fuel if the fuel was even under Allied control, which it no longer is. Meanwhile, in mid, we saw the Allied forces trying desperately to push up this hill. A lot of flares coming down. We'll see how effective these are. We got some smoke. We got some artillery. Major? Yeah, it's major. Good. German smoke coming on in. Again, provided by Chaotic going German mechanized, which, again, a lot of recon, a lot of nice smoke for safety. Command tank increases health. Again, a lot of good stuff right there. Again, his double Panzerwerfers have been doing a lot of good work there, so good job at counteracting a lot of the Allied blobs. Unfortunately, on right, it doesn't seem like Harambe is really able to do a lot of deep penetration against the enemy. He's able to take it for a short period of time. He just doesn't have something to keep there to hold it. He's having that trouble of holding the territory every time he charges, and I don't think his artillery is necessarily working. While their small counterattack ensues, 26 kills for that T-70 and some Axis. One of the two is likely. I think. You know, just going on my experience in Co. My apparently over 3,700 hours in Co. So I'm going to lean to Cthulhu with my expert opinion. Meanwhile, Panzerwerfer's opening fire and just rocketing the daylights out of the... Oh my god. Not even a reprieve. They're just being annihilated. Need to pull back, need to heal. Luckily, the... And I would assume left... I mean, still support entirely. That's my biggest issue with Chaotic. He has nothing in terms of a good offensive army. It's all support. So, getting back anytime soon. The Allies have that firmly under their control. Now, unfortunately, the field, you would find that this one gentleman has a lot of MG defenses, but not necessarily a ton of AT, so we might be able to do some penetration actions and get behind, kill some Panzerwerfer's artillery, you name it. Meanwhile, big battle going in mid. Nice Obelsodan upgrade with SCG-44s and Volk squads up to Vet 4. Even though they're under mortar fire, it's definitely going to take a few additional hits to really kill them. Pershing on the field, to even notice that, trying to help out. But Axis hold the hill pretty firmly. We see double bunkers as well. We also have a command post over here. The Wehrmacht can put down 2 bunkers, one for medics, one for healing men, and just help hold this area. And again, it's going to be hard for the Allies to uproot them. Nice booby trap as well, so if they do get on the point, it's going to explode and kill anyone who is on that point. Good counter. Good counter to any sort of pushes that use a smoke or anything that the Allies could throw that get around the MGs, but, you know, still slow them down. Su-85 taking some hits. T-70's right there with 31 kills. Man, T-70, I talked some shit about you earlier not doing well. I'm so glad I did, because you're like the guy who's like, no, you're Johnny Bravo when you first see him in like the flashback of what he originally looked like. He's like very small and tiny. And then he died. That was the moral of the story. I was gonna say, and then he died. I jinxed that thing again, didn't I, by saying he was good, and then he immediately gets KO'd. And then the plane went over and didn't crash into anything. Did not crash into anything. Did not crash. And guy sees my face cask and says, "Fuck you! Didn't work." Anyway, Allies, again, what they could do is get minesweepers, help clear the position of mines, drop smoke via the mortar half-track to get close, or maybe use white phosphorus against the MGs. Looks like artillery is trying to break some of their forward bases. That way, oh, we could see a lot of engineers dying right here from artillery. Oh, come on, just one rocket. One rocket's all I asked for, God. That's all I want. Just one. You still got a few seconds. Come on. Ah, nothing. Just nothing. Meanwhile, we got, wow, okay. Jolin over here just launching a major assault across the board. Doing well. Cavalry Rifleman taking back the mortars. We have this guy trying to activate some Panzerschreck shots on the EC-8, which is annihilating that building quite effectively. And unfortunately, though, a Panzerfaust does hit him. Cavalry Rifleman, though, throwing a satchel on the Tiger. Might be able to cripple it. Time on target might be a good thing. Also in mid. Booby trap did go off, hurt the rifleman, but they will shred the infantry and will push back over there. The Sherman did push on right. Lots of actions going on. This one not as effective as the rest, though. They're being suppressed by the MG, and the other MGs having a tough time combating that. Artillery fire is still coming down, hurting a lot of the enemy support equipment, so French is definitely taking some hits, and even the Command Panther's taking some hits. 13 kills, by the way. Really good job with that, but even with the Jackson opening fire, that Command Panther is still a beast. Gonna need to bring up the AT gun or maybe use extended range. Luckily, he did activate special shots, which should not fire additional rounds. That he used the flares to try to get sight on the Jackson, get another hit in. We have a Brumbar on left now. Still has a lot of that support equipment, and we have an artillery piece in play. We still have the one over here with 3 kills, although up to Vet 1. Counter barrage is in play to counteract any artillery, which might be deployed. I'm assuming it's trying to hit this mortar. We'll see if it actually kills it. Right now, Celosaurus Rex still has a decent army. Allies still have good armies across the board. Right now, Jolin is really the person that lost it all in that last big push. Though, great shot here, kills all the engineers with that Katusha. So, very nice work with that. Katusha even hitting the Verkenwerfer on the retreat and hurting the Obelsodan, almost killing him. Damn, that man is T-posing in fear. Now, Obelsodan is kind of moving on in to hold the point. Luckily, Allies aren't pushing on there yet, but they are pushing on the right, and looks like they did murder some Sturm Pioneers. Meanwhile, there's still plenty of men to cover up that front. It was one of his double Sturm Pioneers that died. Booby trap territory is in front of him. No minesweepers, so that will be an issue. Artillery coming down, and it is actual artillery, not the fake kind. Obelsodan throwing a bundle grenade on the captain. Damn it. Lieutenant. Captain's also retreating, though. Panzerfaust in play, not able to penetrate it and destroy its engine. Pershing gonna return fire. I assume get a great shot on target. Does, and brings the Volk squad down to 25% health. Also, another shot on Obelsodan would be amazing. Doesn't really connect all that well. Meanwhile, large infantry blob coming on in, but the Sherman is getting some great shots, pushing back the Grenadier squad again. Very good against infantry. Have it focus on that. Bring up some AT to back it up against the Tiger, which should be operational. For the most part, it is, but it is still very weak. Now, point-wise, still pretty close. I wouldn't say there's a... Yes, it is 2-1, but there isn't this... The Allies still have plenty of time. This isn't like a disparaging loss, and they keep pushing on the right. Now, like I said before, about that Panther charge coming on in, that did happen. They did try. French try to push in on the right. Luckily, though, even with all the mines here, he did eventually get minesweepers. So I did not see all the mines placed, but there's at least 4 that I can see. I don't see any more. Again, I don't know why you would put them like that. I would kind of spread them out a little bit more, so that way it hits more. There's not a high likelihood of them detonating, is what I'm trying to say. Allies making a large assault on left. Brumbar opening fire. Double mortar opening fire on them. We have the cavalry riflemen very, very low on health. Maybe the Panzerwerfers open fire on this. No, Katyusha's opening fire against the infantry kind of pouring on in. We have another counterattack on the right. Looks like MG will be forced to retreat. Very low on health. Might get lucky, Katyusha, and get 1 rocket. Aw, so close. So very, very close. Meanwhile, again, Harambe's up with the impossible task of, like, pushing and taking this position. Yeah, good luck, man. And then we also have this American blob coming on in to take this point. Booby trap's gonna go off as soon as he touches it, which sucks because he's also suppressed. Gonna cause some massive damage, as we just saw. Luckily, smoke comes down because, again, he went with heavy cav, and heavy cav has smoke. Not a lot of munitions, though, so we can't really do all that much. We do have a Jackson on the field, however. Not Jackson, damn it. A King Tiger. Why am I thinking Jackson? I'm thinking of stuff to counter the King Tiger. Where's his Jackson? He doesn't have it. Just the Pershing on standby, which he's healing quite quickly. Meanwhile, a lot of AT killing the half-track. Sherman trying to put shots on target. Not doing as much as I think he wants to. Probably going to need a bazooka team. Pushing back that Command Panther with ease with Jackson support. Unfortunately, though, it looks like the major push on right didn't go as planned. They still have this fuel, but they haven't gotten this VP, which, again, they're now starting to feel a little more... It's starting to get a little more bottom of your... the points, and it gets smaller and smaller. It gets more tense and tense and tense. Maybe I'm thinking claustrophobic, specifically that word, because I saw Underwater. Really good movie. Actually surprised. Okay, maybe not amazing, or maybe not really good, but it's a good movie, I would say. But anyway, it's a very claustrophobic movie. It does a good job at that, especially in the first half. Anyway, American forces pushing on in, trying to grab this point. Brumbar here saying, oh, I did not sign up for this, backing up. Mortars are still there, but he has no AT. He does have artillery, which could fire on it, but busy elsewhere. Panther, though, coming on in. Bazooka teams light him up. Rifleman could move in to fire a rifle grenade to pin his armor, but that is simply not happening. Also, you have AT gun, no AT. AT gun would be helpful. Panzerwerfers just shredding the infantry with their rockets, doing a damn good job. Luckily, Axis still having a tough time on left at holding that area. Panthers pushing on in against it. Again, AT for backup or Jackson would be really good. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like that's going to be the case, and the Pershing does end up falling to the Axis. Again, we can also see rifle grenades be fired. He has plenty of munitions for it, so really... Oh, no. Remember that deep strike I kept warning about? Yeah, this is what I was warning you guys about. This specific thing. Hey, Priest doesn't have a great main gun, man. It really doesn't. So both Priests are now done. The Allies have been... Oh, wait, no. Hold on. Wait, he didn't throw another one. I don't think he has the resources for it, I assume. If he could have thrown down the other one, maybe that would work. Yeah, Shelley has left after losing the Pershing, even though he has plenty of resources to get a new one in terms of fuel, maybe not manpower. Another satchel going off. They killed the Command Panther. He can't get a new one. Army-wise, I mean, Harambe can get more armor. And they surrender. Hot damn. Okay, so for reference, even though this guy left because his Pershing died, which is a really stupid reason to just leave a game, Allies still had a fighting chance. They were still holding left. They had a KV-2 deployed, plus a Vet 3 Su-85. So the heart and soul of that T-70 now resides in Su-85. Constantly putting pressure on that Tiger, which could not advance. Hell, I think it's a new one. I think the last one died. I'm assuming the last one died because that thing has no damage or like no veterancy whatsoever. So I'm assuming it died, which makes, yeah, he deployed a new one because of his fuel. Otherwise, you had more fuel. So the last Tiger died, I'm assuming, by the Su-85, which is why it's at the Vet 3. So they're holding that front. So he was fine. Jolin, I feel like, could have been a little more aggressive in this general area because you had one guy over here, but Orange was mainly focused in mid. Either take out Orange's artillery or kind of ignore, because honestly, that's where you need to be. In mid, and again, he was on mid while Shellosaurus Rex went right. I don't think double priest was the best option. I don't think those priests were necessarily as effective as you wanted them to be. In actuality, I truly do think that maybe a good combination of Jackson Fire, AT gun would have put these guys in their place. Plus, you have tons of mines that you could place down along these flanks and whatnot to stop those push left in terms of like, okay, there's King Tiger next to my base. I don't want to deal with it. That's fine. And artillery's been raining down his base, so morally I could see that kind of pounding against your will. But overall, allies were down, but they weren't out. I feel like with a good strategy, they could have came back, and especially if this armor's overextended. And this armor is pretty much out of commission, either retreating or falling back to a better position. If you send your men over there, kind of wreck that King Tiger in terms of its engine, you have enough AT, you could easily take it out and then counterattack hard, as well as I think recon with additional strikes against the artillery that they sent outside their base would have been a good counter attack. But what do you guys think? Leave it down in the comments down below, and I'll respond, or try to anyway. But otherwise, thank you, Bolt Tank, for submitting this replay. I want to assume you're someone here, but I don't know who you are. Let me double check. Let's see if Bolt Tank's name pops up with anyone. I don't think it is or will. Yeah, and oh my god. Yeah, the allies were like incredibly high with their prestige. So yeah, that just showed rank doesn't matter once again, or at least the prestige one doesn't matter. But yeah, damage wise, let's see. Matt got most damage and most kills, so good job on the Soviet just wrecking house. Jolin could have done a lot better. Jolin was probably the weak link here. Axis side, let's see. We got Frenchie with 32,000. Okay, showing the French were the best. All right. Okay. Most kills goes to Mithrin. Constant pressure, even though he should have taken this area. But under constant pressure, but he still did a decent job, like constantly taking it back. It was always touch and go back and forth, but he always took it back. So good job there. But in any case, guys, that's going to be game. Thanks for watching. It's been GrayShot17. I'll see all of you next time. Hello everyone, this is GrayShot. Before I go, I want to give a special shout out to Patreon supporters Josh, Malam, Joey G240, Just Thomas Plays, Spartacus, Rifle, Junior Chickless, Pyroshark, Ollie, Ace, GTA. This has been GrayShot17 and his amazing patrons, and I'll see you all next time.